Howdy, y'all. I'm still alive, but this was coming near the end of summer, and we'll give you a breakdown of what I was up to. All right, so what we're going to work here in the front of the house is putting some siding up just on the roof truss here, the bowstring roof truss. That's what I was looking for, and then box this bottom part in to create a little soffit section, and we'll have the siding come down to the bottom of that soffit edge, and put a few ventilation holes in there. In general, these low sloped roofs are considered sealed roofs. You know, you just have a few. Actually, I don't know if some of them are just completely sealed and have no ventilation or not, but mine only had like a few holes in here, and then one roof vent like 6 feet in on each end, nothing along the run. So anyway, so we'll probably redo that in the same fashion. But yeah, so now I just have one of my two extra roof trusses. They're going to come in handy right now, so I'll use it as a template. I'll obviously have to come a little farther out here to match the little overhang. But I just have very few pieces of siding left, you know, little chunks and whatnot. So hopefully we'll have enough to cover two of these. You know, it's only about 8 inches high at the peak, or 11 inches or something like that. So we don't have to have anything too large, and as long as it can reach like one of these little span brackets, you know, I can cut a piece there. So we'll piece something together, and again, just have it come out about 2 inches below, and then even up here about, which is fine because, you know, we have the 2 inches of foam up there, and then the plastic's going to come over just a few inches over, and then they'll come over the edge here and have a termination bar. Right now I'm just using temporary wood termination bars, but I'll get metal ones in the end. But we'll just have termination bar go close to the roof line, and so we can cut that plastic off, and you'll have some exposed siding, so it'll look a little better. Yeah, that's what we're working on right now. So here I was just marking off, you know, a 2x4's thickness, and then taking one of my spare roof trusses and putting them just above that, and marking off the angles and turning it around, and just using a very shallow depth on that little skill saw, and so we could, you know, make some curvature into that piece of wood. And then we're just putting it's a 2x2-ish piece of wood on the bottom of the roof truss that is up there to kind of make a little box in section, so that we could make that front fascia a little bit taller, and just give it a better box, and to put some more insulation in there and whatnot, and just better curb appeal, I think. But we'll find out when I'm all done in the long run. And they're just cutting the other section, because we had to make at least 2 cuts on each end, because those little boards I had not 14 feet wide. And then they're just putting in a 2x2 on the inside to finish out the little box for it. And then I'll be putting some more of that siding right there, just some scrap pieces in there. I think I had to use at least 2 or 3 going over there, because yeah, we were really coming down to it. Yep. We got a little visit from the supervisor. How's the painting girl doing? How's the old girl doing? Yeah, doing good. Is the old young lady over there? She's around here somewhere. Then over here, we're just moving on to a different aspect of what I had going on. It's putting in some Z-bar channel, or Z-channel flashing at the bottom of the siding there. And before I did that, you can kind of see I had gone around the outskirts of the house with a primer on the bottom part of the siding, just so it didn't wick up water when it does roll down into that flashing and splash up either from there or from the ground or whatnot. And so some of it I had to break through a seal of the paint to get the little flashing up there, but it also helped to keep it in place while I nailed it with only my own hands and no helpers, so that was nice. And I'd done some nailing on the siding, but not enough. Obviously you can see I'm kind of running up the seams there as far as I can, and the gaps on the Z-bar flashing did go up and down, between, I tried to get at least 3/8 of an inch between the Z section of the flashing and the bottom of the siding, but some of them ended up being like an inch wide, but that's fine. It's going to be painted, and then this is mainly for putting the flat or the skirting on the house, behind that flashing, so that if water comes down, it will stay on the outside of the skirting and not leak into the bottom section of the house. So anyway, just showed you the one side. I already had done this side, but this is here just showing me finishing up all the nailing in the middle runs and outer sections for the siding. And I just took a little piece of wood, and you can see me, looks like, yeah, right there, just marking where, it's 16 on center. So just going from the edge of the siding and marking where I think the interior 2x4s are. And for the most part, I hit it. There's a few sections where when I went inside, I could see, I was off by a ½ inch. So then I just had to push them out with a hammer and then pull them out and then redo it. And you can also see after I'd use these, the air tool, I go in and just hit it with a manual hammer. And it was just because I have that ½ inch rain screen above the 2x4, and you're supposed to go into the 2x4s at least 2 inches, I believe. So I had to get 2.5 inch nails. So it really had to work to get them set. So using that manual hammer helped a lot. And then we moved over to doing the good old primering, getting ready for paint. And this stuff, oh my goodness. I started going on kind of thick at first, but then I realized I'm not going to get very far with just 1 gallon of paint. This will take me like 10, 12 gallons just to finish, the primer coat. So I kind of started thinning it out a little bit, and I just really need to get, one thin layer on there anyway, because most of the time the new paints these days are primer and paints in one anyway. So yeah, that's what we ended up doing, but I'll give you a breakdown of that. And yeah, it was just taking forever. I mean, I did 1/3 of the house per day compared to 2 days for painting the whole house. But anyway, it was good fun. It was a good workout. So here you go. All right, we're coming down to it with the primering. So let's see here. Again, I did 1 gallon up. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, I think about 4 sheets of 4x8. And then we did another gallon. Let's see, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish or 6 sheets, I think, was 2 gallons. And then the third gallon, I believe I think I went back this way. I did the front shear wall, and they came this way. And I think I stopped right here. And the last gallon, the 1 gallon, the second gallon, I think went to the end of this window here. So we had to do this, and this one after I got more gallons, because I only bought 3 to begin with. So yeah, 1 gallon to that bathroom window, 2 gallons to here, 3 gallons was the front shear wall up to right there-ish. And then I think the 4th gallon I finished here. And then, yeah, so I finished up here by the front door with the 4th gallon. And then I went back to the back shear wall here and spread out the 4th gallon to cover this back wall and all the way up through the eave up there. So that's 4 gallons. And then the 5th gallon, we did this all the way to, I think we got a little bit of the bump out this shear wall. I think it was part of it. So that's 5. I left this blank because that's a door opening, so I'm going to cut that out at some point. And then number 6 gallon went from back there, the part of the shear wall I hadn't finished, so 6 gallons all the way through this part of the shear wall. And I think I was able to get all of this done on the 6 gallon, so we're working on my last gallon. I bought 7 altogether, so we've done this. I've actually gone to doing hand brushing on this section because I don't want to run out of the primer because I had to go buy more. And so I just kind of covered all the rough stuff where all the nails are up above. And I think I have about a half gallon left. And so now I'm going to switch over to the roller and then get this, what's left here. And hopefully it'll make it all the way through there. The nap on the roller just takes a lot. And I don't know, I just feel like it soaks it up more with the roller, which is good. But like I said, I'm trying to get this down to 7 gallons because I'm going to do 2 coats of paint, the primary color. So just need to get this kind of obviously primered, but just soaked in enough to where the paint that I'm going to use isn't going to just keep soak it in there and then be translucent. So hopefully that works, and then we'll check in with you here when I hopefully finish this section or run out of primer. But yeah, so what I'm saying is this plywood or siding has a total drinking problem because it just wanted to suck this primer down. So, but we'll show you how far I ended up getting, and then I go through the painful process of trying to pick my primary colors, which, my goodness, I don't even know if I like what I really ended up picking in the end, but we'll see. We'll see how it looks when we get to that step for y'all. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll give you a little breakdown this section, and then we'll see you on the next one. So take care, guys, after this. Well, we can't say I didn't try to spread this primer out a bit. So yeah, we almost got it. You can just see that it's just really missing a few spots here and light. Yeah, we got close. So get another pint, probably another gallon, because I'm sure I'll need it up on the top parts here at some point, and a couple other touch-up points. But now we just gotta actually just focus on trying to pick the primary color, which has been harder than I thought it was gonna be. But anyway, there we go, almost done with the primer. I'm just gonna say done because I'll finish it, not record it, but yeah, consider her done. On to the next step. Yeah, buddy. Well, I think I got the primering done just in time. Get all this water coming off here. Yeah, we still gotta put some tape on top of the window there, but oh, that would have been a lot of water coming in my house. Just dripping down. Yep. Only gonna have a few hours of this, and then it's gonna be sunny again for another week. So this is kind of a good test to see where I have leaks. Not, hopefully not. This is just temporary plastic up there again. We'll be replacing it once the EPDM comes down in price, and it was at $2,200 shipped, and now it's at $2,100. So it's on the good end now, starting to come down. So hopefully it'll come down. I'm hoping to get it at least for $1,800 shipped. So, but if this doesn't leak, you know, we'll go one winter with it, and hopefully by spring it'll be a much better situation. But yeah, this is nice. We at least got the primer up, but again, it's going to be sunny next week or even after this. Today is a Wednesday. So, alrighty then. This window here is taking the most rain coming down off of the bump out here. And I'm not seeing any leaks here at the base, so that's good. And we only have it caulked on the top, and I still have to do a flashing tape seam across the top of the window, so that'll only make it even more weather tight. But this is a good sign.